Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Um, I'm sorry I haven't done any live videos in a while because I've been busy with many things with live stuff. So, well, figures I have plenty of opportunity to do some live video and chat with all you fellow for those who followed my videos and all that. Says like if you guys new, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Helps your every viewer helps the channel. So now it's been a while since I done all the collection update and all that. As you can see, I have a lot of locomotives. It is currently lined up right now. Like some of them are even on tracks, but since I'm low on straight tracks, because I'm currently using it on my this layout. There's two layouts. There's one layout which is currently in a mess, and of course I'm watching TV. So well, there you go. Figures I can do my live video and all that video updates. So alrighty, so hopefully I can chat with all you fans. I want to make sure that the live chat is active so I can chat with you awesome fans. What is that? All right. Trying to figure out which locomotive should I use. I'll probably use my newest one, which is my newest one because this one is Parker? Why? Oh. Huh. Oh. Hey, Lorman, welcome. And no, I'm not mainly a big fan of N scale, but thanks for a reminder. But I afraid I'm not going to travel all the way to New York for that, so it's a little bit far. So, otherwise, welcome. Thanks for joining me. Sorry, guys, I'm trying not to give you motion sickness. Get this thing to balance. There we go. Turn on the phone using this magic wand for the Atlas locomotive. Might put you there so that I won't lose it. Plus, as to be honest, I've never been to New York, so don't know what it looks like in New York, but never been. Eventually, I might, but any purposes about going to New York, so. So, Fondrick train show. So, unfortunately, I might not go since. Plus, I'm not planning to travel to New York at any time because the gas price is so hideous right now. All the gas prices are so dumb at the moment. Don't know what gas prices looks like in New England, but Tucker, stop. I'm not gonna pet you every time. What's the bottom purpose of N scale? Yes, I know N scale is a lot smaller than HL. Well, I like HL better since it looks realistic. Well, I mean, I like realistic stuff. by the way, all these loads over there, like that. This is the pile of track things. I forget what they call it now, but this is 3D printed, which is pretty cool for your bulkhead flat cars if you have those. Kind of looks like this. Excuse me. Oh, I'm losing one. Right. There we go. Kind of fixed the chassis system. A little bit of switching maybe. W and the CNX one. Alright. Be a lot easier for my Chelsea to do my
Switching duties.
That's a little good though.
Oh, wrong way.
Your. Your. Um, I do have, I do have steam locomotive. I have a couple of steam locomotives that do work, but right now this layout right there is for DCC and sound locomotive. But I can definitely run my other layout, which is DC only. So I can happily show you. I do have steam locomotive. I have a couple of steam locomotives that do work. But right now, this layout right here is for DCC and sound locomotive. So this is the CNO number 1524, which is temporarily used for display, but I can run it if you want me to. I can run it with on a DC, since that's the only thing that runs DC. This is the US Rail 2662, which is the articulated steam locomotive. It's kind of like Big Boy, but it is nothing like Big Boy. So I can quickly plug this thing in and then run the steam locomotive if you even want me to. So yeah, I've been to a couple of train shows in my area, but some of them are pretty good. Some of them are I can plug it back. I can quickly plug it in and run it for you if you want. Go ahead and put her up. Now we need this DCC and sound locomotive for the steam. So there you go. She's all set. Now we need is a couple of the CNO passenger cars, since again that's a CNO train, and sometimes I like to match it. I purposely use that as the excursion. Maybe throw this front part out of the way. While I'm at it, I might set it up for the other thing I can use after I'm done with my CNO. But for now, that's your request. I can do that, Mr. Andrew. So, question: are you like from New York or what? I mean, technically, I'm not from New York, but when do you put the ADM operator and put it like that, so that way I make room for the chassis steam. Move these flat cars out of the way. Alright, looks like track is clear for the steam locomotive. Yeah, this is my collection for my diesel locomotives. This is whole entire collection, including this one that doesn't run, unfortunately. This one does run, but it's very ancient. This one runs. That runs. This one's a dummy unit. I have some older trains, like a 90s era, 1990s, like these three. Some from are older than that. And then here's my Amtrak. So yeah, that's basically what I have of my whole entire collection. Alright, let's go ahead and set up my CNO. I can find it. If I could find my CNO passenger car. I know I had it somewhere. Ah, found it. Matchy. Matchy for this CNO. For my CNO excursion. Well, it's your request, so I know I don't have to, but technically I can do it. I mean, guys, it's up to you. If you want me to run any trains or any locomotives, feel free to ask, because I can really, just feel free to ask. Just say. Okay, let's go. Plug it in. Might get a little bit noisy. Might get a little noisy because this thing is at least like 55 years old. Like, this is old school. But its job is to work the train out, so. Might get a little noisy because this thing is at least like 55 years old. Like, this is old school. But its job is to work the train out, so. Might be a little bit out of an angle, but trying to get, like I said, try not to get all the motion sickness going on. Okay, here we go. So try not to get all the okay, time for me to reverse the train since I'll put it in the wrong direction. Doesn't have to be in a certain order, but it's fine. I mean, it's model trains. What do you expect? Like I said, don't have to be in a certain order. Okay, here we go. And I think I give you a slight better view of it. Probably right there. Currently used as a. There's the cat. Hi, Gizmo. Or was my yard master, Gizmo. What do you think? What do you think the trains, yard master? Do you want me to run it or not? Here's the CSX. I think the kitty is satisfied with the trains.
What do you think? What do you think the trains, yard master?
I think the yard master is satisfied. Whoops. Not when I want that to happen. Sorry, that was upside down. Castleburr, hello, welcome. How you doing? How you doing this evening? I mean, it's been a while since I've done any of the live stream. I mean, last couple of months I've been busy. Move these cars out of the way. Probably won't be randomized while I'm at the. This kitty cat in the background is making the meowing sound. Alright, let's do this. get stuck somewhere. Why is it stuck? There we go. Okay, it should work. Well, there you go. I think the curves are a little tight. Yes, sir, I do. Have you seen Millennium Force in Tallju? In person, no, but I watched a couple of Tallju videos. I do have a steam train right there. Yes, sir, I do. This is the CNO USA Rail, number 2662, number 1524. In person, no, but I watched a couple of Tallju videos. But here's the. I do have a steam train right there. Like, there it is right there. With the, along with my CNO,
Number 2662, number 1524.
yeah, probably my, here's my CNO. Eventually, switch it to this track, which I have to remove all this rolling stock, which is going to be a while. Yay. So, it is what it is, I guess. I mean, I've seen Talltooth videos, but not. The Talltooth is pretty good. Like, I mean, we recently went to Indiana to see the Yuki Big Boy last month. And Millennium Force? No, I haven't seen Millennium Force. There we go. Okay, that should be fixed now. Definitely gonna put you right there. Couple of my rolling stocks. Okay. Oh, it's you. There's that one. There you go. There's my chassis system. Not chassis system, like signal I meant. You know what I mean. Did it. There we go. There we go. Now we have a better view. Oh, um, where I live, we're going to have a hobby shop being under construction where I live. So I'm looking forward for that to have a like model train supplies, not model trains, like layout stuff, like supplies and paints. Which I'm excited for that. That's the stuff that I'm definitely looking forward to. Uh-oh. Got some derailment. There we go. If you're into like a model train stuff and hobbies, sometimes I recommend you go to a Hobby Lobby. Either Hobby Lobby or the local hobby shop. Like there's one in Field Miles south of me. That's where I go to sometimes. And then there's another one that is east of here, east of where I live. And then there's another one which is northwest of me. Yeah, this is pretty good hobby stuff. Hobby like hobby stuff, but they're pretty good. They're pretty good people there too. Like some stuff I usually go there, like go to Peru and head to the hobby shop. They have nice people there. Plus I gain points whenever I like $5 off, which is not bad. There you go. Here's the steam locomotive. Turn off this CSX. It gets loud when it's on idle. And it's idling like that, then it gets loud. Anyways, like I said, and I do now have DCC and sound, so slowly getting DCC and sound locomotive. I know they're getting expensive for it, but won't hurt to try, so. Anyways, so what Okay, so what locomotive do you want me to run? Since I recently run the CSX YN2. Like I said, this is the DCCN sound. I can switch it to DC, but I can do that. I mean, most of the stuff I got are DC, but some of them are sound equipped. I mean, like I said, comment and give me a comment, and then I will certainly run it. Like, I just run my CNL Steam. I mean, I more certainly can do that. Oh. Oh, really? For watching your Big Brother on Thursday night? Well, first thing on what? Realize this Thursday will be my birthday, so just realize. Just saying.
Oh, really? For watching your Big Brother on Thursday night? Well, first thing on what? Realize this Thursday will be my birthday, so.
I mean, kinda is like early birthday model train running special, but I get busy on actual birthday, so I might get super busy if I do stuff on actual birthday. So just saying. I mean, it really is my birthday, so my 22nd birthday.
I get busy on that birthday, so I might get super busy.
Wheat. I mean, I'm slowly and surely getting this layout cleaned up. There we go. Going to do is return him back where it goes. Back to the shelf where it goes. For the safekeeping. What is he eating, baby? What do you see? Eating a baby. Alright.
Just do.
What? No. Oh, on Messenger? I need to play tour. Oh, some more Star Wars. So here's the Norfolk Southern X Southern. Norfolk Southern X Southern GP30. Alright, got my steam out of the way. Sorry, I have to check on something for a second. That's why it's interrupted. Well, here you go. Hello, the Green Legend 33. How's it going? Golly, it's almost midnight. Slight better view if it's gonna stay, which is unlikely not to. Nope. And derailment. Wonderful. Something that I'm not wanting to do. There we go. Any more comments? Nope. Hello. Go get the announcement board. Oops. Go get train drafting action, which I don't want to do. Now for the nighttime. Leave one on. Any German train? Unfortunately, I do not. But it might be hard to find though for me to see the German train like collection. And I'm not sure how much would that ever cost. Any CSX? Oh, yes, I do. It is right here. See the one right there? That's the CSX, the YN2. And then I also got 3194, which is in the back. So those are this is my entire HO scale collection, including steam locomotives. So, yep, I do have CSX and others, including some older like chassis system, the Chicago and Northwestern, the Baltimore, Ohio, Sioux, Cotton Belt, Southern Pacific, Erie, Lackawanna, Denver, Rio Grande, Burlington Northern, well, one, Burlington Northern. So, other than that, I also got fewer, a little bit modern, which is the Norfolk Southern CSX, which I have CSX, Norfolk Southern, Union Pacific, Canadian Pacific, Canadian National, and then what else I have? What else I have? What else do I have? What else I got? Yeah, I do have two. I have a couple of chassis systems. Like this one, I have this one, which is the 4171. Excuse me. And then here's the one. This is the -2 SD40-2. The B&O, which is missing its coupler, front coupler. You know what it means? Coupler is in the back. And that's my only two chassis I got. Eventually I'll have more. I mean, I might come back to get that high hood. I might come back and get that C&O high hood. The chassis system C&O high hood. If it's still there. I hope. Other than that, yeah, that's my... Yep, here's my couple of heritage units I have in my collection. Which is, I have the... Turn on this light now. I have the Southern Heritage unit, the Wabash, the Southern Pacific Heritage unit, the Conrail, the Rio Grande, And then the Pride and Service, the only one, which I might get both 1776 and 911. And this is the only Pride and Service I got, which is the CSX 4194 with the Leslie RS4T, Leslie RS5T, which is I can which I got in real life, and also the Canadian Pacific 7022, which they're not mine, but saying that it's for me to have, not to have, but to store it, yeah. I have a proper right to say it. Whatever proper way you say it, but other than that, I have older, like, I have some of that Operation Lifesaver. I have 3 that is Operation Lifesaver. I have 2 Norfolk Southern and 1 CNW that is an Operation Lifesaver. Northwood Production, thank you. Thank you very much. I've been collecting since 2024. Been collecting since 2024. It's been a lot of collection over the years. I mean, starters, for the starters, before I start collecting this, is this F unit. That's where I first started collecting and all that. Love Jesse, CSX, Conrail, Norfolk Southern, DB, SNCF. Oh, it's those. Oh, it's the European ones. Couple of Europeans. To be honest, I like them all. Like, I like the. Yep. Yes, you do. Right there. And get this, I paid like $200 for it from a train show like a couple of years ago. Fortunately, it's not sound, but eventually you'll have it with sound. But right now it's DCC, not DCC. It's DC. DC. Well, it's DCC ready, but for now it's DC. Eventually. Amen for that. That is true, actually. As to be fair, this is the most expensive hobby I ever done. Like, having a bunch of rolling stocks, bunch of locomotives, and many more. Of course, me talking to people, all of you people, that's also my favorite hobby, is to talk to each and one of you for those who are in the stream, all the nice viewers. And I might be doing that whenever I'm not busy, so keep an lookout for that. And I saw some locomotives that are like 90s era, like here's the Norfolk Southern Top Hat -9, Thoroughbred -9, which is the standard cab before -9Ws were around. GEC 40-9, number 8773, that's DC's and ready, DC and DCC ready. This is the Norfolk Southern made by Walters. That's also DC. This is an X Norfolk and Western. And then here's the X Southern, the Norfolk Southern 4634. I think that's the GP38 or GP35, one of the two, I don't remember. Comment below if you know what that is. Next is Norfolk Southern number 8601 C49-8, which is another that is like produced in the 90s. This is the made by Scale Trains river counter, and this one is the DCC and Sound. Next up is the Union Pacific 7517 GR4 Gevo. I think it's a GP. I think this is the GP60. I believe that is. And then that's the, I think the Union Pacific version of it. CT44 CTE or something like that. I don't know. I call it Union Pacific. Union Pacific has too many mouthful for the locomotives. And then next up is Scale Trains rivet counter. Okay, this is from Walters actually. Walters mainline. Next up is Scale Trains rivet counter CSX number 3194, and this is the ES44AH. Or yeah, this is ES44AH, the Spirit of Law Enforcement. Next up is Walters mainline number 8099. Fun fact: this is my first DCC and Sound locomotive. This is the Southern Heritage unit. And that's the ES44AC. And then next up is Athearn Radial or Athearn Genesis Conrail number 9617 SW1500, my first ever diesel switcher. Now for the high hoods. Hold on, I need to grab my other locomotive that is on the other one. There we go. Next up is Norfolk Southern high hood GP30 high hood, which is the Proto 2000 series. Well, here's the thing, rivet counters, they do have a lot of details from Scale Trains. I have to remove the Union Pacific for me to see it's on the track or not. There we go. Alright, this is the Proto 2000s limited edition SD, oh wait, not SD, GP30. There we go. Let me make sure that's over there. Which I might make a video for these two again if you want to repeat it, want to hear it again. So like I said, that's SD, no, why am I saying SD? GP30 high hood. That's the next Southern, number 2595. Next up is Athearn Genesis Burlington Northern XCB&Q high hood GP7. Am I right? Yes, it is GP7, and that's numbered 1574. And then here's my Southern Pacific twins. This is the Southern Pacific number 3900 and 5378. Oh, did not know that. Yeah, me too. I've seen a couple of high hoods in action before, but nowadays you'll see it like mostly on the yards. Mostly you'll see is the yards or a museum if you're lucky. Or you're lucky, you might find one in like in the main line that is trailing. Fortunately, it'll be hard to find one of these days. Find these days now. And this is the yeah, I forget the model for this one, for both of them, for Southern Pacific. I looked it up before and I couldn't remember. Darn. And here's the recent. This is the CSX, made by Walters, SD60. If I got it right, that's SD. Yep, SD60. And then here's this is also DCC and sound. Next up is Scale Trains Rivet Counter, Norfolk Southern number 8098. This is the Conrail Heritage unit. Reason why I get that is one, I sing that thing like at least 5 times. Like whenever I rail fan, there's constantly seen that thing. I want to see it more, but that's why I bought it in Ajo. And then here's my Athearn ready to roll. Grand Trunk Western, former Detroit, Toledo, and Ironton Railroad. And this is the SD38. And then next up is Denver Rio Grande Western. Oh wow, that's pretty cool. I think I don't know what brand. Oh wait, not brand. I don't know what model for that Rio Grande, but I have a box somewhere for it, but I don't feel like looking at it right now. But this is the Athearn ready to roll. Athearn ready to roll number 50. This is the number 6252. I forgot the numbers. And 8618 for the CSX. Way in the back, way in the front. And here's the Rio Grande, that is 5329. With like, I forget the brand, not brand, the model for it. Next up is Kato. Go figure. Thank you, Northwood Productions. Next up is Kato, Burlington Northern Santa Fe, H2 number 9853, and this is the SD70 Mac. Next up is Chessie's. Next up is Atlas Trainmaster, Chesapeake in Ohio with Chassis System paint number 4171, and that is GP38. I think, I don't know. Oh, I skipped a locomotive. Whoops. Next up is Athearn Radial number 4611, GP40-2. Next up is Athearn Blue Box, Norfolk Southern X Southern 7093. I think that's in GP SD30 or something. I don't remember that one is. Next up is Athearn Genesis, Canadian National SD70M-2, number 8829, which is kind of similar to SD70 ACE, but the Canadian locomotives are M-2s for identification for it. Next up is Athearn Genesis, Union Pacific, number 1996, the Southern Pacific Heritage Unit, which the cool feature for Athearn Genesis is the roof can remove. Same thing with M-2, which is pretty cool. And it's magnet, so you can put it back on. Next up is Athearn Genesis, Canadian Pacific, honoring our both Canada and USA, number 7022, for honoring the U.S. Navy or Marines. Navy's probably a boat. Anyways, I think it's a boat, but this is the SD70 ACU, the largest locomotive in my collection. Not as larger than my C&L Steam. Pretty cool locomotive. Now, let's get to this. So again, C&O 4171. Forget the brand locomotive model. This is the Erie Lackawanna number 2570, and I believe that's a blue box. And then that's the yeah. They want to run correct locomotive with correct moving stock, then they should buy me the train. That's funny. Next up is MTH Rio Grande number 1989, the Rio Grande Heritage Unit for Union Pacific, SD70 ACE. Now I forget what these two models are for it, but let me know if you know. Next up, is Bachmann, number 1070 Wabash Heritage Unit for Norfolk Southern with DCC and sound. Also, the 7022 is DCC and sound as well. Next up is Athearn Genesis Conrail SD70. And then here's the Cotton Belt, made by Athearn. Cotton Belt number 9387. This is 2572. This is 9387 SD40T-2 for a cotton belt. Next up is Bachmann Spectrum Conrail number 6108, and this is C40-8W for Conrail quality. Next up is Athearn Genesis BNSF H3 scheme number, and this one's number 9210 SD70 ACE with DC. Next up is Athearn Blue Box C40-9W number 8627, and that's the Chicago and Northwestern. Next up is Norfolk Southern SD70 Mac, which is the or they call it SD70M or SD70M numbered 2798. That's CC. And then this is the Union Pacific 9711 C40-9W as well. And that's a dummy unit. Next up is Conrail quality made by Kato SD70 Mac number, and this one's numbered 4137. Next up is Chicago and Northwestern made by Blue Box, Athearn Blue Box. Oh, really? Number 6935 SD40-2, and the Operation Lifesaver paint scheme number 6935. And this is the Athearn, I believe it's Athearn BNSF fake bonnet scheme, and this is the SD75I number 8277. Next up is Bachmann number 4648 Sioux Line former Milwaukee, wait, no, that's not Milwaukee Road. The CP rail is former Milwaukee Road, but Sioux hang on, let me look it up on the box. I can't see that far. EMD GP40. Yep, that is Sioux Line GP40, and that is for Bachmann DC. Next up is Seaport System number 6378. I forget the model for that one. Next up is Bachmann the F unit, EMD F7 number 267, Chicago and Northwestern. And then here's the Sioux Line SD40-2 number 6601. And then here's the Bachmann Spectrum Baltimore, Ohio number 66, the E8. And then Chessie System SD40-2 number 7612. And then finally we got Amtrak number 13, which is the P40 DC with a Pepsi can logo, with a Pepsi can paint scheme. Okay, that's it for this collection. And then here's the steam locomotives. We got two 4-2 for Anderson, Topeka, and Santa Fe. That's numbered 3. And then here's Dana. This is unnumbered. The 4040. And then here's the Santa Fe F unit, which is unnumbered. Here's the NW 2662, which doesn't work, unfortunately, missing its back wheels. Which who cares? I don't usually run that. And then here's the Chesapeake in Ohio, number 1845. And then here's the C&O, unnumbered C&O, chassis system. And then here's the war bonnet, 1102. And then Union Pacific, number 2007. And then here's Amtrak 160, the Pepsi Can Heritage Unit for the 50th anniversary, made by Kato. Bachmann, USA Rail number 6226, number 1524. And then Union Pacific, 462, number 2906. That is it. My goodness. Also, almost I forgot. Number 26. Oh, wait. 6221. Wait. 621A Southern Pacific. I believe that's like an Alco locomotive. And now that is it for the collection. And also the Hogwarts Express is finally up. And then there's these two pieces of junk, Dash 9 and the ES44 DC, which is the nickel plate road, which sadly is no longer in service. And then that Dash 9. Which is numbered AB507. Okay, I believe that is it for the locomotive collection. And also Union Pacific ST70 ACE. And then the Conrail in the back. Yeah, you can actually see the Union Pacific right there. Sitting there, waiting for it to be repaired. But one day it will get repaired. Back running. Alright, so I believe that is it. Yep, I have some that are lifelikes, and my Norfolk Southern is the lifelike, and so is my 2 Southern Pacific are lifelikes. Alright, so I believe that is it for today's live stream. Hope you guys enjoyed the running of trains. Unfortunately, I didn't run all of them, but I might eventually, but never had a chance to run my Hogwarts Express. My previous stream, they called it Hogwarts Express because it kind of looks like it. I'll give it a go real quick before I end this stream. There we go. There we go. There's the kitty cat. Well, there we go. There's the controller for it. Alright. Are you sure the headlight's missing on the Union Pacific Steam? I guess let me show you. The only thing's missing is the tender part, the correct tender. Yeah, it's a Walmart train set, but it's like a Hallmark Express. Yep. Yep, there it is. The headlight's right in here. It's not missing or anything. It's there. Well, guys, hope you enjoyed this live stream. If you do, hit me a like, comment, subscribe, and there's more you came from. So hope you guys have a good 4th of July and happy 250th anniversary for freedom, and hope you enjoyed this. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Okay. Have a good day, everybody. So have a good day.